This presentation is made possible by these amazing individuals and organizations. Whether it was through Patreon, Super Chats, Super Stickers, or by watching, liking, and commenting, I really appreciate each and every one of you. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Retro Nerd Girl Show this morning. I am so happy to see you guys here. Thank you for supporting the channel. And let's see who's all in the chat this morning. And oh, just to let you guys know, in case you didn't see the thumbnail or the title, this is definitely going to be talking about Tina Turner's life, her career, and just sort of celebrating that because to me, Tina Turner was so very special to me growing up. Just
I'll go a little bit by, as we go along her life chronologically. I'll kind of talk you through my feelings on a lot of the stuff. But I would just remember being a little kid and seeing this dynamic performer and just going, "Wow, what am I watching right now?" And just feeling so inspired. Life can be tough. And it could be some dark times, but sometimes, if you watch a great performer do something incredible, it can put a smile on your face for even just a few minutes, and that means the world. I'm gonna also warn you guys that there may be a few times where I may need to take like a few seconds break because I may get a little emotional. I am kind of getting a little bit emotional now, but also just as a background, um, my allergies are insane today. Just, just like FYI, my allergies are going bonkers. So there will be that added little detail. I hope you will understand the allergy attackers are on the on the attack today. Let's see. It's almost 80 degrees today, and it's pretty hot and muggy. So we're right into the belly of summer. So no complaints there. Just the atmosphere is just not ready for it. So let's get into it. Let's see who's all here. First up, we've got William Blake Hall in the house. Hello, woot woot. It's so great to see you in here today. And it says, hello, all odd day for me today. The Tree of Life synagogue shooting of 2018 was just a few blocks away. The trial is finally starting, and I'm listening to a podcast touching on it. And I am definitely so interested to find out, what's um, what's going on with that. Um, and definitely hope that some justice will be served in some way um, for what happened. Um, and Brogu is in the house. Hello, Brogu. How are you? Hello, everyone, and a special hello to our beautiful hostess, Retro Nerd Girl. Wednesdays would be boring without you. Oh, that is so sweet, Brogu. You're such a sweetheart. Thank you so much. Those are super kind words. I should put it on a plaque somewhere in my apartment just to put a smile on my face sometimes whenever I need a pick me up. and yeah, William Blake calls us. Hi, Brogu. Yeah, I need this today. Luckily, my town of Pittsburgh is very summery lately. Yes, I mean all of a sudden it's summer. Everybody, it's summer. It was winter, and then now it's summer. I mean, spring never happened. But one thing I really love is that we finally got the flowers to start blooming, and it's wonderful, wonderful. Just for anyone on the replay, whether it's a few years from now or whenever, it is May 31st, 2023. Just in case anyone from the future is watching. Getting that DeLorean and watch us from there. And Unicorn Rampant Studio is here. Hello, so good to see you. Says, hey, WBH and Brogu. Of course, saying hi to everyone and being social. You guys are so great. I love it. And so Unicorn Rampant Studio says, yes, it's in the 90s this week. I guess that's across the board all over the United States. Yesterday was it yesterday or the day before? It was really funny because it was really warm and then it suddenly became, it was windy. So it was hot and windy. What is that? What is that all about? And then when I say windy, I mean you had to hold on to your belongings so to keep it. And oh, thank you. William Blake calls us wonder how RNG is doing. I'm doing really well, except for the allergies. I had a minor hiccup last night. No internet suddenly. Some important research I was trying to do for our Friday stream did not happen, and so I have to catch up eventually. But the internet has been very strange. And I may have to take up some complaint with the company at some point. The first time, second time is okay, but the third time, my gosh, um, there's a problem. And then, Unicorn Rampant Studio says, also was right around the Tree of Life a few hours before. Oh, really? Wow. Um, uh, Okay, and then there's more information about it, more chatting amongst you guys. I'm gonna um uh keep going here. Let's see if I could catch up with you guys in the chat a little bit. Um, and oh, wait. We've got Lance Chase. Oh, wait a minute. Did I see Lance? Okay, I saw Lance. So we're gonna get back to you, Lance. But I see Hungry Jerk. Hi guys, got an interesting Tina Turner story. We want to hear that. We want to hear that. And yes, William says, "Hi, Hungry. Do tell." And Lance Chapin is here. Says, "Hey, RNG, how are you doing, my dear? Hanging in there." And definitely excited about this stream today. It is really, really important to me. So I really am so happy that you guys will indulge me in this tribute. Um, and William, I'm slightly surprised we haven't opted for a Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome installment, but I guess this works too. Eventually one day we'll get to Mad Max. I can't say just yet though, because I'm not sure if I have that one available for me. And Lance Chafin says yes, R.I.P. or rest in peace, Tina Turner. Yes. Um, we do hope that she's in peace right now. Um, and William Blake Hall says, all hailing frequencies open, Lieutenant Retro, for my landing. Thank you so much. And a bit ago there, Unicorn Rampant Studio said, I'm driving, and so I'm listening in. And let's see if I can zoom down a little bit. I might skip a few. Oh, well, here, I want to catch Hungry Jokes comment here. Says, my cousin was the lead sound man for Tina Turner on tour. He also worked for Loretta Lynn and Margaret. Got to meet Tina in San Francisco in the late 80s. So cool. So cool. Uh, And let's see. And yes, William Blake calls us very hungry, very cool. and and Brogu says, this past weekend we saw Highlander, and the key phrase is in that movie is there can only be one. Well, that's absolutely true for Tina Turner. She was one of a kind. She was a one of a kind entertainer and will be missed. Absolutely, Brogu. Absolutely, well said. They're just a lot of people may try to copy, uh, but there is no there is no replacement for Tina Turner. I mean, she's just one of those incredible performers. She was a singer too. That was dynamite. She was a dynamite singer and performer. um Brought so much energy to the stage. It's hard to get both. It's hard to get a singer that sings above above the norm, and then on top of that bring the kind of energy she brought to the stage. um and part of that had to do with her early, I would say, training with Ike Turner. he basically trained her to perform, and she there part that was a part of her that loved being on stage and loved being a performer. So this was all within her wheelhouse. It was almost like destiny in a weird way, but she had to get out of that situation because it was very, very bad for her. But uh, she made the most of what she learned, and Hungry Jerk says, "I want to take you higher." I guess that's one of her earlier songs, is it? And Lance Chafin says, "Tina got her legs insured for 1 million." Oh well, they should have been insured for much more than that. I mean, they were they were incredible. And William Blake Hall says, "Thighs of steel." Tina had no wonder she sang for Golden Eye with Xenia on a top and her killer legs. Oh yes, right. Um, that character from Golden Eye. Uh, give me 1 second, guys. I am having a moment. Just gonna really quickly. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I had a small attack there. And Lance Chapin says, "We don't need another hero." Yes, that's one of my favorites. And Lance is saying, "Where's everyone at?" Oh, I'm not sure, but we can have a party just by ourselves. There's quite a few people here, but they're not they're lurking, which is absolutely fine. Lurking is allowed. Lurking is allowed. And William Blake Hall says, "We need NX 4BD internet excellence for both Dakotas." Hmm. Okay. Yes, I would say yes. I would say absolutely. um. Yeah, and it was so funny because I'm talking to the lady at the company for that does my internet service, and she's like, "Oh, you should get like a wireless one of those things that grabs the internet from the air." And I'm like, "Well, why am I paying money for you guys if I could just use that 24/7?" So yeah, that was kind of a one of those moments where I was just like, "Yeah, I need good service, period." Uh, don't no excuses. uh, that's what I'm paying for. So let's get into the amazing, wonderful Tina Turner. Of course, guys, I spent all weekend working on this slideshow. Now, um, let me add the slideshow to the screen. There we go. Um, While we're here, let's just do this. I haven't done that in a while. Supposed to do that every time, but I don't put the ticker down at the bottom, letting everybody know that it's the Retro Nerd Girl Show. So yes, so we have Tina Turner here. She's incredible. Um, uh, see if I can remove this so you can see the entire thing. Yes. And I got a question already. We got Brogu says, RNG, do you have a favorite Tina Turner song? No, I don't. I have a lot of them, but if you could say there's one that I always love that a lot of people don't know about, and I think I put the link for it in the description, like or I put the link for it in the chat last week, and I'll get it real quick because I got her um, uh, copy address. I got it on the ready so that way I can insert a few things in here. So this is the one song. It's almost my favorite. There's like I can't really like all of them are amazing. Every like I do love like a whole bunch of her songs, and they're all my favorite. But this is the one that sometimes might get me to like um cry. And the reason why is because it almost felt like, and it wasn't, but it almost felt like this song, and when it was put out, was like her goodbye. Um, and at that time, I was like going, to school, like I was going away, and I think I was moving out of my mom's apartment, and so it just felt like the end of something or end of an era. And so I really loved this song, because it was like the song of somebody who was going on a journey. Yes. Like somebody who is on a journey or going on a journey, but missing home or missing people, missing a love or something. So I just enjoy that song quite a bit. So I put that in the description. And William Blake Hall says, "Watch out for women named Bullock." Tina was born Anna Mae Bullock, and then after uh, there was Sandra Bullock. Yes, we love Sandra Bullock. At least I do. So let me start this uh, thing up here. So okay, so we got the first slide. So it's Tina Turner. She was born November 26, 1939, guys. Um, and as William Blake said, her name at birth was Anna Mae Bullock. She was born in Brownsville, Tennessee, and raised in about the area of Nutbush. If you asked her where you're from, she would say Nutbush, Tennessee. And she even made a song about Nutbush, Tennessee, and how she was discovered. Um, she had a very interesting childhood where her parents split. Well, actually, her mom left the house because it was abusive, and her dad didn't really want to raise her, so or raise the girls. She had three other sisters, and sent them off to the grandmother. The grandmother um, uh, passed away, and so they were shifted around quite a bit. So it was a really hard time for her as a kid, like trying to figure out like having like grown-ups that she could love and feel attached to. And so um the girls, her and her other sister, which she doesn't really mention her other sister that much, um went used to always go to clubs. And so in 1957, Anna Mae and her sister went to a nightclub where Ike Turner performed with his band, the Kings of Rhythm. Now, if I get any of this stuff mixed up and weird, or maybe I don't have it together and everything right, do leave me a comment. Do let me know in the chat. Correct me, because I'm not 100% correct on everything. Sometimes a person might make a mistake or get some bad information from somewhere. And a lot of this I did get from the internet, different sources. And sometimes they're not correct. So please do forgive for any thing that may not be absolutely correct 100%. But do I hope you will enjoy what I did put together. Now, one night, she was trying to get on stage and sing with um, Ike, uh, because she just wanted to perform with them. And Ike was like, I think he said he was gonna let her know, like, and it kind of blew her off. But one night, she happened to take the microphone and began singing BB King's song, "You Know I Love You," and after that, after hearing her voice, she became the featured vocalist on his band Fourth, which is actually kind of cool that she kind of took life by the reins and say, you know what, you're not going to give me the opportunity, I'm going to take it. I love that. Um, and so there was a first recording with her. Anime was credited as the vocalist in 1958 under the name Little Ann on the single Box Top alongside Ike and singer Carlson Oliver, who was also in the band that he had, the Kings of Rhythm. And in 1959 to 1960, the president of Sue Records paid Ike Turner $25,000 in advance for recording a pub and publishing rights for a song that Anna Mae sung, and convinced Ike to make her the star of his show. And about this time, they weren't really an item, but they were definitely singing partners or stage partners. Um, uh, the name change from happened because Ike changed her name to Tina because it rhymed with Sheena, and he liked the comic Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. Isn't that kind of a cool thing? He thought it would be good for her on stage persona, and also added his last name to hers. And some people, and this is rumor, but I'm not sure how true it is, said that he wanted to add his last name onto her. He wanted to create her name, so that way, if she left the band or if something happened, he could also have the name Tina Turner and just change another person into Tina Turner. So that's really interesting. And we have a comment from William says, I'm a Sheena fan, so I appreciate the tribute." Yes. Oh, cool. And I thought that was really cool. Like, comic books, they really influence people, and that's really kind of um interesting thing. Oh my God, I need to go to the comic shop this today. Let's see. All right, 1960 as well. Her introduction to the world was the to the public with the single "A Fool in Love," and which I believe Hungry Jerk mentioned earlier. Was it you, Hungry Jerk, mentioned um, or A Fool in Love? Someone mentioned A Fool in Love earlier. It's uh, that was her first song, and it reached number two on the Hot R&B Sides charge, and the R&B Sides chart, and number 27 on the Billboard Hot 100. That's really like where you need to go. Number 27 isn't bad at all. Isn't bad at all. Just charting at all means something. So she was immediately like they were picking up immediately with her. So something they had their they had something hot on their hands. Is what we're getting from their very first outing in public. Now, there was a marriage. At first, they were just friends from the time that they met until from 1957 until 1960. And in 1960, their romantic relationship began. They moved to Los Angeles in 1962 and married in Tijuana. And unfortunately, during the time that they were dating, there were signs for Tina that there was trouble. Um, because he was seeing another woman and was living with her as well. And when Tina wanted to end their relationship, there was a physical altercation. But again, I think um, she didn't, wasn't able to resist the signs or see the signs, and just, ignored it for the time being. Plus, more, I mean, Ike is um, a very strong personality. You don't say no to him. And look at what he was doing for her career. So, 1960 to 1965, after the release of A Fool in Love, Ike created the Ike and Tina Turner Review, and this review was insanely amazing. Um, which included the Kings of Rhythm and a girl group called the Ikeettes backing as backing vocalists and dancers. That review was insane. Okay, the people would come from all over the world to see that review, to see these guys perform. They were so hot. And so they were on tour, and this is one of their promotional uh, flyers that they had, which I thought was so cool to be able to find that on the internet. Then touring. Uh, you know, Ike was really about that stage performance. And so they got into touring immediately. And they toured all across the United States. They said it was really grueling for everybody, and they performed 90 days in venues all around the United States. Really a tough schedule, but it was, I would say, training days for um, for Tina's later career, to be quite honest. Now, let's see what is happening in the chit chat. I see some new people in there that just came through the door. Let's see. Keith E says, okay, just got here. I got stuck at the doctor's office. Oh no, I hope you're okay. And the doctor had good news. Um, and see. Um, yeah. And Koj is here. Hello, Koj. So good to see you. Swinging in to drop some love. Tina was amazing. I always thought she was beautiful. Her Golden Eye theme song was always slap. Oh, Golden Eye theme song always slaps. Absolutely, it does. It does. What a song. And Keith E says, "Item, did you ever perform with Tina Turner?" Um, Is that for the for Hungry Jerk? Oh yeah, because you were a dancer in the 80s, I believe you said. Um, and the response is no, Keith. I met her once. My cousin worked for her. Oh, okay. We yes, cool, 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 awesome. Um, all right, let's go through this more. This is great. I love digging into people's like history and their background. And this is really like awesome stuff to learn about Tina. Um, 1965 to 1966, Tina had a few solo appearances on shows that helped to promote the review. So she, all the while, like doing performances, live performances, she was also doing appearances on shows. This is like super hustling. These guys were hustling like crazy. You didn't get any sleep around Ike Turner. And Bill Spector saw them, and they were signed to his label on April 1966. Now, 1967, the first she became the first. Tina Turner was the first Black artist and first female on the cover of the Rolling Stone magazine, issue number 2. Now, one thing, this is the beginning of sort of the Rolling Stone at that time was really something um, UK based. A lot uh, uh, of the writers and people from Rolling Stone were UK based, and definitely um, sh- Tina was a marvel to everyone in Europe. So just like her voice coming from her, just that sort of like she's a feminine woman, and then she's got this really incredibly deep, raspy, powerful voice that belts. It was like sort of a shocker to them, and they loved it. They absolutely loved her. So she was. Uh, she was breaking every rule, if you will, back then. Now, from 1968 to 1969, the success of the albums led to the review headlining in Las Vegas. Um, let me make sure that I didn't miss anything. Yes, yes. So she was, again, they're performing, and also sculpting their performances too. Like, after you start doing something a couple of times, you get better and better and better, better and better at it. Sort of like even my live streams, like they're getting a little bit better, I hope, than like the first I live stream versus now is like a big difference for me at least. Um and yeah, so they were headlining in Las Vegas, which is big. It was a big deal. Big deal. In Las Vegas, their shows were attended by many celebrities, which gave them industry exposure. Elvis Presley, David Bowie, Janis Joplin, James Brown, Ray Charles, Elton John, and Cher were among a few. And this is like the beginning of sort of a friendship that she's had with Cher, like pretty much her whole life. Um, and if you could say she has any celebrity friends, it would be Cher. It would be the closest one because uh, of their long time relationship and connections. And now in 1970, they did a cover, and covers is like sort of a staple. Is sort of something that happened for these guys that kind of opened the door wider. The duo released two albums that can two the duo released albums come together and working together. Their cover of I Want to Take You Higher, which was we mentioned earlier, um, peaked at number 34 on the Hot 100. Originally done by Sly and the Family Stone, had peaked uh, four number uh, number slots below that position. So just to give you an idea, the original artist would do their song and then the cover would be a little bit more popular. So that's what you want. If when you're picking a song, is just to take that sucker to new heights. And they were able to do that. They were able to do that. Um, and Hungry Jerk says, I met Tina right before Private Dancer came out. Ooh, those are the early days. Those are early days. That would be what uh nine I'm sorry, 83, 84. William Blake Hall says, always had a sense that Mick Jagger was trying to put a bit of Tina in his performance. Yes, you can see it. You can see it. Um, and just seeing the two of them perform together is just wild. Them performing together is just insane. But they do all sorts of wild stuff on stage together. But yeah, I mean, I think everybody saw this energy and was like, yeah, how can we get our performances to be as entertaining? And there are a lot of people as I think in the pop sphere today that kind of use that, example of the review, and you have all these dancers behind like one singer, and like they're all like moving and moving and moving and moving. Nobody did that before Ike and Tina Turner's reviews. Um, just saying that no one did that before. They were the ones that did it. And the only other place you would find something like that were musicals. Musicals did it. Musicals did it. And of course, that was different type of music, but that was the only time that you would have like a singular performer and then a huge a company behind them of dancers. And now it's just commonplace. You've got to have it, even if you're not that much of a dancer or singer. And let's see the next slide. Um, 1970s rock and roll. These albums seem to move away from the R&B, bluesy rock and roll that they had before, and became more rock songs, like "Come Together," "Honky Tonk Woman," and "Get Back." "Get Back" is definitely um, a real like. Um, it is definitely a song I would say that is um, really, really um, rock and roll. You could definitely play that now. I have a video that I'm gonna send to you guys of what a show would be like from Ike and Tina Turner. And this one is actually a little bit early. This one is 1965, and then I'll put one in from the 70s, just so that way you guys, if there's anybody in the chat um, that is not aware of and their stuff, or just wants to relive a little bit of the old days, um, the, there is that. And let me see. Um, all right, and I'm gonna save that one for uh, later. So, oh look, Alex Dawson is here. Hello, how are you, Alex Dawson? Says happy Wednesday. Yes, happy Wednesday to you as well. Happy Wednesday. So great to see you in here. And let's see. Yeah, I really do like Get Back. And Honky Tonk, uh, yeah, Honky Tonk Woman is not a bad one. Um, okay, here we go, guys. This is the one. This is the one. This is the one that changed everything. 1970, 1971. They performed in 1970 to promote the single of their cover of Creedence Clearwater Revival's Proud Mary. They released the single in 1971. And that one I do have a video of that I will from the Ed Sullivan show, which is this is fun. This is so much fun for me. Guys, I'm having a lot of fun. I hope you're having fun too. I hope so. So that is the second link I have there is the live performance of Proud Mary on the Ed Sullivan show. Oh my God, these guys were fantastic. Now, Proud Mary, it became their biggest hit. The single reached number 4 on the Hot 100 and number 4, right? Because before they were like in the 20s, the 30s. Now they reached number 4 on the Hot 100 and sold more than 1 million copies, winning them a Grammy for Best R&B Performance by a Duo or Group. That was award-winning, guys. And it's just incredible seeing that performance of that song. And the greatest thing about it was the original song by Clarence Clarence Cle, Clarence Clearwater Revival was excellent. It's great, and it it doesn't copy it, so you can still love the original and love this one too. That's what I do adore about this cover that they did. And this is where, they were like, okay, covers are they can do something for their career, at least like give it a kickstart, And so their album success, um, their album What You Hear Is What You Get was recorded at Carnegie Hall. Oh my gosh, my at Carnegie Hall. Sorry about this, guys. My having a little tongue issue there. It was their first certified gold album with hit songs. Uh, Oh Poo Pop Do, which I've never heard that song. I'm Yours, Use Me Any Way You Want. You Wanna. Up in Here and Early in the Morning. So they were getting more and more success. In 1972, they got a studio. They opened a sound recording studio when Tina began writing more songs. She wrote 9 out of the 10 tracks on their 1972 album Feel Good. 1973 their hit single Nutbush City Limits, written by Tina Turner, received the Golden European Record Award. again, you see that she is, they are getting a lot of love from Europe. In 1974, albums, give me 1 second. Do need a small, teeny tiny break for the allergies. Sorry about that, guys. All right, I'm back. Thank you so much for that pause. I see that William Blake Hall has left, says Jim Carrey's best comedy may be Liar Liar. At one point, Gary is talking about how Tina split from Ike, trying to be inspiring. He asks, and where is she now? Rolling down the river of success, probably, or really rolling up. Rolling up the river. Um, And Keith E says, "That's funny." And, William says he also adds, "She's beyond the Thunderdome." Yes. Oh, man. Huh. Alright, and, so they're just continuously busy, 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 busy. Here's yet another album here, 1974. They released the Grammy-nominated album Gospel According to Ike and Tina. That Tina's first solo album, Grammy-nominated album, Tina Turns the Country On. So they even went to country. They did it all: gospel, country, R&B, rock and roll. Then Tina uh, landed this in 1975, a movie. Tina Turner also acted in the film Tommy, and that was her first acting role, which was really hilarious. To be very honest with you, I don't know if any of you guys ever saw this movie. Um, uh, Let's see. In 1976, they were getting deals left and right. They headlined at the Waldorf Astoria in New York and signed a television deal with CBS. And but all the while, behind the scenes, Ike Turner was indulging in cocaine and was also very abusive, abusing Tina and perhaps quite a few other people on in his review. The break on July 1st, 1976, they flew from Los Angeles to Dallas for a show. They got into a physical alteration on the way to the hotel. Um, and Tina uh, fled from Ike that day with only 36 cents and a mobile gas card. She hid at the Ramada Inn across the freeway with a promise that she would pay them back for her stay, which, I mean, wow, that's pretty scary stuff. Very scary. Um, um, and this was kind of a shock to everybody because, you know, they presented such an image of, couple. Um, she filed for divorce on July 27th, and it was finalized on March 29th, 2 years later in 1978. And what a lot of people don't know about their break is that they had a lot of that day that she left him. They were supposed to perform, and they had other performances um, that were scheduled that had to be canceled. And so um, she was responsible for all of that and had to pay back the venues and all that stuff. So she was actually like by leaving him, she became instantly in debt, even though she was fighting for her survival. Um, And interestingly enough, she only had two children. She had two boys, but the other two boys here are Ike's young um, sons, and by other women that he sent to her to take care of when they were separated, which is very interesting. I mean, she loved them like her own, um, and but unfortunately lost contact with them over the years. Uh, so starting over for almost 2 years, she received food stamps and played small clubs to pay off debts. All the while, United Artists released two Ike and Tina Turner albums, Delilah's Power in 1977 and Airwaves in 1978 without her. So she wasn't even involved in promoting them, doing anything. They just released those albums just to make the money back, and she was able to get some residuals from that. Um, um, So the first year, from 1976 to 1977, Tina Turner earned income by appearing on TV shows such as the Hollywood Squares, Donnie and Marie Show, the Sonny and Cher Show. Again, Cher is involved here, and the Brady Bunch Hour. So, I mean, she's calling in favors from people she that loved her with Ike, and I mean, not that she's calling in favors, but people are trying to help her out that um, knew her during her Ike and Tina Turner days and were fans and are trying to help her career along the way, which is very nice. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chit chat. Hungry Jerk says, gotta go, people. Gotta make lasagna today. Ooh, yummy. Uh, this was, this was, um, nice. I think that you meant there. Let's pretend you said nice. And, William Blake Hall says, lasagna, you're doing great work. Take care. uh, and, Keith E says a pinball wizard, which I'm not familiar with. Um, you'll have to fill me in on that. William Blake Hall says I love this scene in the biopic. Oh, what's love got to do with it? With Angela Bassett as Tina Turner. Oh wow. I'm supposing that was the part where she left home. The She left. And Keith E says, my old boss told me of the staff people that she was um, a fractive as the GM lasagna. Okay. um, William Blake Hall says, I love the Ramada in attitude. You're Tina Turner. Yes, we can put you up. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it, it. I mean, they did a great job. Like they could have been complete jerks about that too, but being that she was who she is, it was like a nice thing for them to do, and they were going to get their money back, um, and one heck of you know, uh, a recommendation. And Hungry Jerk says, "Nice, yes, absolutely, yes. I figured that's what you meant." The Brady Bunch. Yes. Okay. So, yes, Hungry Jerk, you have a wonderful day. And definitely enjoy that lasagna. Oh, it sounds great. Oh, okay. Pinball. That's Tommy. Okay. Wasn't Tommy also have his song Pinball Wizard in it? It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen Tommy. And maybe that's if I could get a copy of that, maybe we'll watch it. Maybe we'll watch it. Anybody know the answer to that? Unicorn Rabbit Studio says she played a character called the Acid Queen in Tommy the Rock Opera. Yes, it was hilarious. Uh, scene with her in it. And I thought she did really well. Um, yes, guys, so awesome. Um, and let's see. So yeah, she did it all to try to get her career, get herself seen and get her career going again. Um, and then she had an emergence in 1977 after her separation from Ike. Lawsuits were mounting for her canceled Ike and Tina Turner signed obligations, and she was legally responsible to fulfill, right? So I was explaining that earlier. She was supposed to do certain gigs and do certain things that she signed off on, and um, and now she had to pay them back. Um, she did performance tours to pay off her debts, and with a new image, uh, she had costumes created by Bob Mackie. And Bob Mackie, friends with Cher, friends with Tina Turner. There's a connection, guys. And 1977 to 1978, she headlined a series of cabaret shows at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. Um, and the picture isn't big enough there, but she looks fabulous. Looks incredible. Look at that. Look at that lady go. She also took her act to smaller venues in the United States and her first solo concert tour in Australia. Yeah, uh, she had to do all those things. I mean, she basically took the idea of doing live shows uh, from from Ike and her days with Ike and said, "Hey, look, we're gonna keep this up. We're gonna do what Ike did watch his what his formula was perform, 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 perform live, and show off what you got. And eventually, something's got to give. And let's see what you guys are saying in the chit chat. Yes, in Tommy, yes. Uh, and William says, for me, the movie Tommy is Anne Margaret getting splattered with beans. So I don't know. And Megan Bad is here. Hello, Megan Bad. How are you? Great to see you. I'm glad I saw your channel and that you're live. This is awesome. Yes, awesome. So good to see you. Uh, welcome. Unicorn Rampant Studios is saying, welcome, chat joiners, new and old. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And Megan Bad says, it matters who you're connected to. Cher was a great connection for her. Yes, absolutely. And I think a lot of people don't realize that that there's that connection to Cher and lifelong. And there's more coming. I'm going to share with you guys about Cher. I'm going to share more stuff about Cher. Um, and while doing this, I'm like, hey, I'd love to do more tributes. But we're gonna take it one step at a time. And okay, so this is she looks so gorgeous in this. I just had to dedicate one full slide just for her in this picture. Of course, wearing Bob Mackie and looking fabulous. Now, in 1978, she had an album that Tina released, the Rough album with United Artists Records. It was Tina Turner's third solo studio album, but it was her first solo album released after her divorce from Ike Turner in 1978. It underperformed, sadly. So this is something that everybody, not a lot of people know, is that Tina Turner did not become a huge success right away. And it wasn't like hey, now that she's free, we thought, like, when we first saw her, like, oh yeah, look, she's right out the gate, she's getting hits. Didn't always happen like that for her. Um, then in 1979, she did another album. It was called Love Explosion, which was a disco flavor in this album. It failed to chart, so United Artists Records and Tina Turner parted ways, meaning pretty much they dropped her. They're like, hey, we're we gave it our best shot, 2 albums, and let's move from here. Um, and a lot of it has to do with promotion. But something incredible happened in the 80s, and we're going to talk about it soon, that changed everything for Tina Turner. Let's see, 1979 tour. Um, we got 2 failed albums, debts mount that need to be paid. And so to make income, she did what she knew and continued performing, headlining her second tour. And she worked in Italy as a regular performer on the TV series Luna Park. So she was trying to keep herself busy, and which is really wonderful, wonderful that she didn't give up. She just kept working hard. She didn't say, "Hey, look, I'm gonna wash dishes for a restaurant." She didn't say, "I'm gonna just be a librarian." And I'm just gonna do like something else to make money, to keep a steady paycheck. And she's like, "No, I'm a singer, dancer, performer. I am going to do that. I'm going to do just that." So she did not give up on her dream of being on stage. She did not give up on the thing that she knew she could do well. And I think that's another thing. Other people would have said, "Hey, okay, this, whole stint and being in show business and everything, it was cool. Let's go work at McDonald's, make some money just to, keep the lights on." She's like, "No, I got to do the thing that I love to do," which is so admirable. And I think this is like life lessons here. You're just like, hey, do the thing that you're really good at and you can do, and you desire to do. Because imagine if she had done that, if she had said, "Hey, I'm just gonna go do some other job that pays the bills," and inside her was really a star that charted albums had charted all over the world. That would have either that just would have been a very sad situation. And of course you don't know until you do it. Um, and she certainly did it. And William Blake Hall says around this time Tina was getting into Buddhism and had a recital chant of Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Yes, she did. She did, and that had kind of helped centered her dealing with all of the stuff that she was going through. It's a great manifesting chant, to be very honest. You kind of focus in on things that you want in your life. Um, and Megan Bad said Tina Turner's determination, resilience, and strategy is incomprehensible. It blows my mind. Much respect, isn't it? And like when you look at it, like you actually look at it, it's like, huh, she did the thing that like other people wouldn't have done. Other people are like, "I've got 4 mouths to feed. Let's take a job at McDonald's, right? Let's just get some money in the house and pay the bills." No, she was like, I know people, they're fresh in my mind. I'm fresh in their mind. Let's just be present and go to all these things. Let's perform, do the thing that you know how to do best. Somebody might see you. And she was right. She was right. Because as I'm going to go through more of her story at this rough part in her life, you'll see that these performance tours really meant so much. Um, so in 1979, she finally got management for her career. Now, when I tell you, like this guy is amazing. Australian manager Roger Davies agreed to manage Tina Turner after seeing her perform at the Fairmont Hotel in San Francisco. He managed her career until 2010. And that was maybe one leg of her retirement. It was about then. His other high profile clients. Okay, watch this, guys. Olivia Newton John, Janet Jackson, Joe Cocker, Sade, Cher, Okay, guys, Cher and Pink. So again, we have Cher showing up again in this story, um, we see the connections, right? We see the connections. Um, so one of the unsung participants in Tina's life, I would say. In 1990, I'm sorry, in 1981. 1981 was a great year. Guess what happened in 1981? It was the arrival of the music video on MTV. So MTV opened its doors in 1981, the arrival of the music video. What happened here about that time, 1981, she got the exposure she needed. Of course, by doing her tours and performing live, doing what she did best. Rod Stewart attended Tina Turner's show at the Ritz in New York City and invited her to perform Hot Legs with him on Saturday Night Live. A month later, Tina opened for the Rolling Stones during their 1981 American tour. And it didn't happen all at once. But Tina was considered a nostalgia act, performing mostly in hotel ballrooms and clubs in the United States. And that's pretty, um, I mean, I would say that would be the lowest point where you're like just playing any place just to you're sort of a nostalgic um, gig player, but she just kept going at it. She didn't give up, no matter how low things got. And so this is sort of a compilation of pictures of during that time, her show that she put together. Um, and it's kind of like cool that all this stuff is on the internet and you can just grab it. Um, this was her and her girls, the two girls that backed her up in the show, which I thought was really cool. A cool idea to have two girls, and then she was sort of adopting this like animal print motif around this time to sort of play up that Sheena Queen of the Jungle look. Um, and uh, Now here's where things changed for her. 1983 cover song. Remember, she did cover songs before. They were more successful than the originals. So she did the cover song. So she signed with Capitol Records because she, of course, got out of her deal with the other company and released her cover of Al Green's Let's Stay Together. Okay. And I remember seeing this on screen in a music video and just being like, what am I looking at? And uh it wasn't like her review stuff where she's like moving and shaking and doing everything. This was really her. She didn't do that much movement, but what she did was very provocative, very sexy with the two girls beside her, and they're dancing in unison, and just the exuding that she did, and the way she sung that song takes nothing away from the original again, and it's like just another great cover that she did. Um, and This was her first solo hit. It was great. The music video helped to sell the single for sure, being that it was being played on MTV all the time. And I believe that the record um, label did have a nice, sorry about this, guys, they had a nice rapport with the MTV, and they were definitely promoting her stuff. And it reached several European charts, including number six being number six in the UK. In the US, the song peaked at 27 on the Billboard Hot 100. And so Guys, of course, we get uh, another repeating motif here. Getting special love from Europe. Europe like loved her way more than U.S. did. We loved her in the in the Americas, but not like they did in Europe. They really gave her a lot of love. And again, that music video really helped sell that single. Let's see what you guys are saying here in the chat. Uh, and William Blakewell says around this time Tina was getting into Buddhism and oh yes, I read that one. Sorry about that. And Megan Bad says Tina. Oh yes, I read that one. Okay, so one more. Tina, Janet Jackson, Sade. Dang, yes. That manager is insanely uh, good, and he's still working till this day. So, um, right. Sorry about the repeat readings of the chat, guys. All right. Next up, 1983 recordings following the single's surprise success. Capitol Records approved a studio album. So they were just testing things out. It worked really well, and now let's go with the full album. Tina Turner had 2 weeks to record Private Dancer album. And did she say, like, I'm sick. I can't do it. I'm tired. Oh my God, I'm tired. No, she went in there and she recorded her butt off. Okay. She recorded her butt off. And let's get. Oh, I see that Thrash Pondo Pons is here. Hello. So good to see you. Hey, cats and kittens at home in between shifts. Wanted to say hi. Oh, hello, hello, hello. So good to see you here. And thanks for stopping by on your time off. And yeah, William Blake also says, I was wondering about you. Yes. Okay. So, success in 1984. This is the peak of, well, I wouldn't say the peak, but it was getting to be the peak. One of the highlights of the 80s. Private Dancer was released in May 1984. It reached number 3 on the Billboard uh, 200 and number 2 in the UK. Again, getting more love in the UK and Europe. It was certified 5 times platinum in the US and sold 10 million copies worldwide, becoming her most successful album. And what an album it was! It was so good. Now, her hitting the mainstream. So, in May 1984, the album's second single was What's Love Got to Do with It? And my goodness, that was an incredible song. And for a long time, I thought she wrote it, but she did not. Along with heavy, with along with heavy music video promotion on MTV and BET, the song reached the mainstream. It had previously been recorded by pop uh, group Bucks Fizz, guys. This is incredible. I'm going to find the link for you to put in the chat. So if you want to watch it, you can. Paste. Great song. And again, she's not dancing or doing her regular performance. She's just featuring her voice um, and of course the beauty of the music videos of the olden days was that sometimes they would actually tell a story um, and make you feel something, and that was also very a lot of fun, a lot of fun. And and Keith, he says Thrash is working as almost as hard as Tina Turner these days. And Thrash Fondavan says, thanks for the concern. A new schedule is temporarily really hectic, but always here in spirit. Oh, thank you. Uh, and yes, all right. So yes, I added a little link for you guys to see that music video. So good, so good. Um, and like you think she's gonna sit down and wait and see what happens. Now she went on tour immediately. So following the album's success, Tina joined Lionel Richie as the opening act on his tour. So that's pretty cool. And of course, her album was award winning, as a lot of us can remember. She won 3 Grammys at the 27th Annual Grammy Awards, including the Grammy Award for the Record of the Year. What's Love Got to Do with It? Absolutely incredible, well deserved, and you know, she's finally getting the attention she deserves, and it wasn't without a struggle. Was not without a struggle. It wasn't her first album out of the ballpark. She tried 2 albums before that, and they both failed. And then in 1985, she went on tour again in February, and she embarked on her second world tour to support the Private Dancer album. Then more more success with the 1985 movie. She traveled to Australia to star opposite Mel Gibson in 1985 post-apocalyptic film Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome, portraying Auntie Entity, the ruler of Bartertown. The film was a global success, grossing more than 36 million in the United States. Really awesome success for her. And of course, look at her in that outfit. My goodness. And somebody said thighs of steel for sure. For sure. And what really was a great deal for the fans was the soundtrack that she recorded 2 songs for the film. We Don't Need Another Hero and uh, uh, and One of the Living, which is a song I really like. I really like that song, One of the Living. Let me see if I can find it for you really quickly, um, in case we forgot that one. Um, I don't think I see this one on my lineup here, but yeah, One of the Living was one of those songs that I really enjoyed. Um, Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, there we go. The internet is fascinating, isn't it? I really enjoyed this song, and it's one of the songs that a lot of people don't really know very much. One of the Living. Um, oh, and let's continue on. Both became hits, with the latter winning her a Grammy Award for Best Female Rock Vocal Performance. So yeah, she won a Grammy for One of the Living. Can you believe it? And here's just a few pictures uh, that I wanted to put together. And then 1986, she came out with the book, which is basically 10 years after her split um, from Ike. Tina surprised the world with her autobiography, I, Tina, the life story co-written by MTV News correspondent and music critic Kurt Loder. It became a bestseller. And in 1986, the album, uh, Tina Turner released her 6th solo album, Break Every Rule, which reached #1 in 4 countries and sold over 5 million copies worldwide its first year of release. I love this album, and I absolutely love that song, Break Every Rule, and it was so good, so good. She won a Grammy for her single Back Where You Started. Yes, and that was a good song as well. And I got some backup here. Costellar Danielle Garcia is here. Hello. Says, I love the song One for the of the Living. Yes, it's so good. It was so good. It was so good. Absolutely. I also like the fact that it was absolutely rock, right? It wasn't messing around with like bluesy this. It felt really rock and roll, and I loved it. I think at one point she even grabs a guitar and is like pretending to play it. Um, and William Blake Hall says, "Hey RNG, I have two favorite Tina Turner songs. One is Typical Male, very charming, but I'm also with you on One of the Living. It actually works better for me than We Don't Need Another Hero." Yeah, I mean, I love myself some We Don't Need Another Hero. I mean, I'll just start singing it out of nowhere. Like, wait, you know, I'm not gonna start. But but yeah, One of the Living is just like, I don't know, there's something about it, the way she's singing it, and uh the energy, it's the energy, guys. And there's some greetings happening here. Thank you so much for welcoming Costella. And give me 1 second. The allergies are getting to me. All right, thank you. Thank you for that pause. All right. So, yes, she's like on top of the world. 1986 star Tina Turner received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And this is when she meets um, a love interest. Ooh, the story has a love interest. 1986 romance. Tina Turner met German music executive Erwin Bach from EMI Records to greet Tina Turner. Bach was over 16 years younger than she was. And at first, they began as friends and then began dating later on that same year. And 1987 tour. Now, the Break Every Rule World Tour began March 1987 in Munich, Germany. Was the third highest grossing tour by a female artist in North America that year. In January 1988, Tina performed in front of approximately 180,000 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, getting a Guinness Book of World Records at that Guinness World Record at the time for the largest paying uh, the largest, oh, I almost can't see it, concert attendance for a solo artist. So what you guys can't see is that I have a little something that's blocking that word in front of me that is allowing me to move um, the um, the slideshow. So sorry about that. In 1989, she had an album which I didn't even know anything about. It was called Foreign Affair, which would be her seventh studio album by Tina Turner. The album was not a success in the US. In fact, I didn't even know it existed. But it was a huge international hit, especially in Europe. So there we have more, again, Europe taking on a lot of her work and giving her special love overseas. Um, and in 1990, she had a tour. Tina Turner had her Foreign Affair European tour drawing nearly 4 million spectators. And there's some more, just some general pictures that I wanted to share with you guys of her performing with some really cool people. We've got Mick Jagger, and we've got I forget his name. How could I forget his name? You guys help me out in the chat. I'm getting a candy cotton candy brain right now. Let me find out. I'll tell you who it is. I keep forgetting this thing called Google. If whenever I forget, at least I can remember. Thank you. Thank you, Megan Bad. I had a cotton candy moment, cotton candy brain moment. Paul McCartney, thank you so much. It's really weird. Like sometimes, like the brain can just erase all memory, and it just did. It was like ew, erased. Thank you so much, Kevin Megan Bad. Uh, let's see. And William Blake Hall says, Irwin Bach, what an appropriately musical name. Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. But I don't, to my knowledge, I don't think he's into music. But yeah, I thought this was really cool to see her perform with these guys and just to show like a little bit of um, her stage performance and how big she was. In 1991, she emerged with a new look and released her first greatest hits compilation, Simply the Best, which sold 7 million copies worldwide. So, I mean, that's like a typical thing that a person would do, right? Is that once you've gotten all your wonderful hits out, and you're like, okay, let's just do a greatest hits. We've got a whole bunch of them. And so she just put together that wonderful album, and then it followed up, of course. She got some recognition, but it was with Ike Turner. She was inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a duo with Ike Turner in 1991. And then in 1993, there was that movie that we were all familiar with, I hope, with Tina's Blessing. The movie What's Got to Do with It adapted her autobiography, I, Tina, My Life Story. And it was fantastic. It was absolutely incredible. Um, and there is just some some stills of Angela Bassett being Tina Turner in the movie, and then she had to bulk up and get strong and lift weights in order to keep her body to get her body to look and perform like Tina. And this seems to be something that was sort of a lifelong thing with her. She never lost her muscle tone. She kept where she's continuously working out throughout her life, and she looks wonderful. It seems to be a natural anti-aging thing that's going on with her by keeping her body in such great shape. It's wonderful. Um, And Megan Bad said, I watched the movie twice over the weekend. Absolutely phenomenal, wasn't it? It's really good. And I think it doesn't make a mockery of her life or even Ike's role in the situation. Um, it feels viscerally real, and there's quite a bit of sympathy in it, of course, for Tina Turner. But you feel like at the end, like she's such a strong person that has overcome a great deal. Um, and it's inspiring. It's inspiring, guys. It's inspiring. It's inspiring. That's the thing. It's very, very inspiring. And that's the story with Tina Turner is that I think there was a press conference in which she was talking about like she wanted to tell her story just to get it out there so people wouldn't keep asking her about it, but people kept asking about her in spite of that because it's such an incredible story to survive. And there are so many people going through situations that are really, you know, where they're like being tested, and so it's so great to see these people who can survive this stuff and be so successful as she has. Um, she has definitely put in the work to do to be successful as we've discussed, and we're going through her life story. And in 1993 she's going on tour. You know, you know, she's got her compilation album out and she's like, you know what, let's go tour. um and it's she still has a great body. She still is in great shape. She still has a lot of vitality, and she is using that vitality to perform. Absolutely, at this time, she could just chill out and relax, but nope, she's still going for it. She's reached the mountaintop and beyond. And let's see, William Blake Hall says, You are the best songs are flooding my brain. Simply, Carly Simon singing, Baby, You're the Best. Nobody does it better. Queen singing, We Are the Champions. And then Tina, Simply the Best. Yes. Great songs. All great songs. Wow. Um, and Alex Dawson says, She did such a good job in that role. Oh, did Angela was fantastic in that role. She was. She truly was wonderful. Let's go back and take a look at her. Yeah, look at that. She was incredible. And she gave you know, she put her entire heart. It's just wonderful to see how hard she worked for that, and how the product is where you see it. Dash Bonabons, you forgot a piece of dirt. They might all be giants. Oh, I never heard of that one. And oh, uh, and anyway, I loved Angela. William says, I loved Angela a long time, especially in the movie Strange Days. Yeah, she was. Well, I heard that she was great in that. She looked really beautiful in that. And yes, yeah. Okay, so let's see. So she went on tour. Then here's the one in 1995, 2 years later after her touring. Um, let's see. Oh, did I finish the? Okay, yeah. After her touring, she did recorded the title song for the film, for the James Bond film Golden Eye. The song was written by Bono and The Edge of U2. Very, very good stuff there. Loved her singing that song. I mean, I love myself some Bond theme songs, and this was one of a really good one. I don't know. I don't think I've heard a Bond theme song I didn't like, to be honest. I definitely haven't. Uh, Now, 1996. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Before we get any further, I see that we have a wonderful super chat from Unicorn Rampant Studios. Thank you so much. Thanks for remembering Tina. You could tell she was very tough, but I feel like she always came across as very reserved and in control. Yeah, I mean, she never flaunted like a tough persona. You just wouldn't mess with her. But after she's been through so much, and we all know, you just wanted to see her happy, right? And so one of the few times that we got to see her was, well, mostly we got to see her on stage, and she always put a smile on for the stage. So I would like to hope that she was happy while she was performing, and she did a lot of performing. She did a lot of performing. And let me give drop a little thank you for you. Let's see if I can find a good, a suitable thank you. Here's one. And 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 Megan Bad says, agree. Tina complimented her by saying, "You never mimicked me. Instead, you reached deep into your soul, found your inner Tina, and showed her to the world." And that's talking about Angela Bassett uh, and Tina's response to her performance. Wonderful. Thank you, Megan Bad. You're really helping me out today. Uh, that's William Blake Hall says, I once wrote a Bond theme song just for the heck of it, titled Destroy All Evidence. Interesting. And oh look, Courtney's it's Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs is here. Says R.I.P. Tina. My mom and I loved her. Oh yes, my mom loved her too, as much as yeah, much as I did. We definitely bonded over our love of Tina, and also like while I was like oogling Tina for that video that she did of um Let's Stay Together, my mom is like, "Oh, you this is nothing compared to her early stuff with Ike Turner." And it's like, "Oh?" And then I found out about her and Ike Turner, and I was like, my face melted. I was like, "What is going on?" And it just seeing her perform with the Ikettes and the Ike Turner review is just like a whole nother ball game. Um, and I think people just never forgot about how that made them feel. And it's Courtney's Fellowship says, "Hi, retro nerd girl. Yes, and chat. I got you." Um, and oh, Thrash says that gotta split my friends. Take care. R.I.P. Miss Turner. Oh, so sorry that you have to go back, but I understand, and thank you so much for spending your free time hanging out with us. We love you, and yes, take care, Thrash, and it's Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs says, "Proud Mary is the goat." Yes, it was so just so much energy, and it just it's a whole nother level of performance. And, yes, Tina dances like a maniac, I love it. Yes, she does. Oh, and guys, do you wanna see something really hilarious but fun? I did a tribute to Tina Turner. Yes, I did. And that was I think it was maybe, like, 11 years ago or something, and let me see if I could, um let's see if I can, put it in the chat. Guys, don't laugh at me, okay? But it was fun. It was a lot of fun doing this. But this is my, my tribute to Tina Turner way back, like 11 years ago. And I kinda I look a lot different, but, well, not that much different. But yeah, it was so much fun. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the chat, guys. And this is actually on another channel that I don't use anymore. But here you go. It's gonna be hilarious, but fun. um, and all right, Megan Bad says, RNG, I'm just glad you're doing this. I feel it was destiny for me to find your channel today. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my God, yes. You're gonna make me cry. Yes, I when I was looking through my stuff and then I was like thinking about Tina and especially when I found out that she passed, I didn't know how to process the feelings, and then I was just like, okay, this is a little bit more to me than just someone, that is a celebrity that's passing. Um, I've known her like for most of my life, or known of her, and she has been very inspirational to me. Like just as far as her ability to like reach so many people. So yeah, I mean, I'm thank you. Thank you for being here and thank you um for liking the content. I just had to do it. I had to do this. I was compelled to do it. Um and just like I'm going to be compelled to do my MTV um thing um on Friday. My MTV retrospective, if you will. And yes, we're saying bye to each other. It's Courtney says that "What's Love Got to Do with It" was a great movie. It was really good, well put together, tastefully done as well. Because that's the part that's really hard. Um, yes, but you could just call me RNG around here. I don't want to be called my other name around here. Um, but yes, thank you so much, thank you. It was fun for me. I loved doing that kind of stuff. And and Courtney says, I'm gonna watch that video later, but you look hot. You look like Janet. I'm that video in the beginning. Oh yeah, well, yeah, a lot of people used to say that I look like Janet Jackson when I was younger. And Gordon Rampant Studios says nice work. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. You're so sweet. But yes, I was having so much fun doing that because it was I was inspired and I was like, let's do something fun and do a little tribute to somebody I love. So my love for Tina Turner didn't just show up today; it was always there. And it's Courtney Fellowship It says my mom and I bonded when I was a kid with Tina because my mom was an aerobics teacher in the 80s and worshiped Tina. Oh wow, so cool! Yeah, me and my mom bonded over Tina as well. Um, we both love her, and she taught me about their early days, and so I was like, "Wow, who is this woman I'm looking at?" And Courtney says, then that movie came out, and we bonded a lot because of my mom's relationship. And I never knew about Tina. Yes, um, definitely, definitely. We share a lot of the same things because my me and my mom definitely bonded over that too. Um, and Megan, oh, yes, wow, interesting. Yes, it's really interesting how you can bond with people over um this kind of experience. And the thing with Tina is that we're talking about decades of presence in entertainment and love and performances and William Blake Hall says, "You did that like Angela Bassett. You found your inner Tina." Yes, I did. I did. I just did it my way, and it was fun. Oh my God, it was a lot of fun. But it was also not meant to be. I think I wrote it in the description, like, no, this is not trying to be Tina Turner, but it's just fun, fun, fun. Um, I found my inner Tina. Yeah. And Courtney says, yes, my mom and I would go to Sam Goody every Saturday and get 45s to make mixtapes from her and to give to her aerobics classes. Oh, wow. That is really cool. That is a cool 80s memory. Yes. Um, Sam Goody, my goodness, that takes me back. Um, and Courtney says, I specifically remember when Let's Hear It for the Boy came out. Oh, wow. Cool. Oh my God. I hope you can be a part of the the live stream on on Friday, because we're gonna go into MTV and the 80s. It's just I'm trying to go through in the slideshow for that, and it's incredible. All the stuff that it's making me remember. If it was called that, yeah, yep, I think it was called "Let's Hear It for the Boy." Um, um, all right, give me 1 second, guys. I'm having an allergy issue. Okay, sorry about that. That was a big one. All right, let me just continue a little bit further. We only have a little bit more left. Let me just make sure that um, um, let's see. Okay, so did I get this one? All right. So in 1996, Tina released the Wildest Dreams album, accompanied by her Wildest Dreams tour. And this is another like tour and album I never even knew anything about. It just sort of came and went. Then, so we're talking about, okay, so 1996. And then, so it looks like she took a break. Um, and so in 2000, 2001, One Last Time Live in Concert is a documentary of Tina Turner's final Wembley Stadium concert stops on her 24/7 tour. The DVD was released in 2001, a year after the tour. At a July 2000 concert in Zurich, Switzerland, Turner announced that she would retire at the end of the tour. So that was her first announcement of retiring. And I say the first announcement because she did not retire. I mean, well, she just took a break. That's basically what happened. And in 2004, 2005, Tina released the all-time greatest hits album, which did very well. And then in 2005, she received an award for the prestigious Kennedy Center honors. And then I've got a compilation of pictures of her with Cher, because about that time they were doing all sorts of like honors for Tina, and she was doing a lot of appearances. Sorry about that, guys. And she was, there's her with Cher. Um, and they're a long time relationship, because there she is with Cher down at the bottom performing so long ago. And then in 2008, she did a sort of comeback where after years without touring, February 2008 at the Grammy Awards, she performed alongside Beyonce, which was kind of her like, hey, I'm back, guys. Because from 2008 to 2009, Tina had her first tour in nearly 10 years with the Tina 50th Anniversary Tour. The tour was a huge success and became one of the best-selling tours of all time. And here's a little bit from that tour. The 2009 tour, she retired after completing the Tina 50th anniversary tour, which is the 15th highest grossing tour of the 2000s. And let's see what's going on in the chat. Got quite a few here. And Courtney says, okay, I'm listening, but out of the chat for a few, so I'll shut up. Got to get ready to leave soon. Oh, okay. Um, and says, oh goodness, thighs. That meant, oh yeah, I understood that it was thighs. And William Blake Hall says, this reminds me, Mad Magazine once did a James Bond movie satire called For Her Thighs Only. That's actually kind of cool. Um, and Courtney says, she's like the Ramones. I see um, two of their final tours years apart. Yes. Yeah, she was like, oh yeah, this is the final tour. Oh, this is the final tour. But I believe that the 2009 tour was her final, definitely her final tour. Um, and Megan Bad says Beyonce's rendition of Proud Mary at the Kennedy Center honors was amazing too. Yeah, she did a great uh, did a great rendition of Proud Mary. Um, and I did enjoy seeing the two of them on stage together. It's sort of like handing the baton over, but they're totally different in so many ways. But again, you can see the influence. Like when Beyonce came out with the song "Crazy Right Now," the first thing I thought of was Tina Turner. That's the first thing I thought. This is the new Tina Turner. When I saw her sing that song "Crazy Right Now," that music video, and especially at the end where she's dancing with the fan going and the girls dancing behind her, I was like, "Yep, that's Tina Turner right there." And so it her fingerprint is all over Beyonce's career, as far as like this is how to create a stage presence, sexy, glamorous, beautiful, strong, that whole aesthetic, which I think is interesting and uh, I love it. and And Megan Bad says, I agree. They're so different, but yes, you can see the influence. Yeah, the imprint is there. But yeah, totally different kind of uh, kind of uh, music. And Courtney says, okay, now I gotta go for real. I shared you out on Twitter, but I didn't know your tag. Oh, I am on Twitter. I'm just a retro nerd girl, I believe I'm just Retro Nerd Girl on Twitter. Uh, but yeah, thank you so much for sharing. That means a lot to me. Thank you. That people may see my content and get and see this video definitely. Um, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Courtney. And Courtney says, I'll watch all of this later. And it's much love to all. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day. And thank you for being a part of the chat and sharing with us your story because that's what this is all about, the memories that we have, and remembering the good ones, right? Remembering how much we spent time with the people we love and care about. Um, and yes, thank you for being so kind. Megan Bad is saying, enjoy your day. Thank you so much. I love this community. And um, let's see, 2013, um, in April of 2013, Tina appeared on the cover of the German issue of Vogue magazine at the age of 73, becoming the oldest person to be featured on the cover of Vogue. She's so incredible. Great. I mean, she should have been on Vogue a long time ago. But you know what? Being the second, being on the second issue of the Rolling Stones kind of beats everything, doesn't it? And 13 in 2013, she became Swiss. If you look her up now, it says Tina Turner Swiss singer, which is really blows your mind. In the same month, when she got this wonderful cover, she applied for the Swiss citizenship and relinquished her U.S. citizenship. Her reasons were not political, though. She said she had no plans to reside there in the future, and I think she had lost a lot of connection with the future. I think both her sons were living elsewhere, um, and her family she was disconnected to a lot of her family. So she felt Europe was where she belonged. And as I was telling you before, and sort of building up the story that in Europe, that's where she was the most loved. People liked her in America, really cared about her, really adored her. But in Europe, my goodness, they would lay down the red carpet for her wherever she went. She was there's even like statues in her name in Europe, and it's really incredible how much she's loved in Europe. And so on April 22nd, 2013, she became a citizen of Switzerland. Very fascinating stuff here. And then that same year in July, after a 27-year relationship, Tina Turner and Erwin Bach married in Switzerland where she lived. Isn't that cool? What a long dating time to date someone, but yeah, by that time, you know exactly that you're sure you love them and they love you. They have stood the test of time, if you will. And from 2013 to 2017, unfortunately, she had a lot of health issues. 3 weeks after her wedding, she had a stroke and needed to learn how to walk again. 2016, she was diagnosed with intestinal cancer. And then years after illnesses, she was so sick that she signed up with an organization that facilitates assisted um, S word. We won't say what it is, which is legal in Switzerland. And while she was waiting for a kidney donation, her husband Erwin Bach um, offered, and she reluctantly accepted, but he donated a kidney for transplant on April 7th, 2017. And when you do those kidney transplants, they are pretty intense for both parties. So this was a major surgery for both of them. In 2018, there's the Tina musical. Tina became the subject of Tina, a jukebox musical in London, with Adrienne Warren in the lead role. And I think even at this, I believe she still needed a lot of assistance walking and things like that. In 2001, Tina was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a solo artist and became a two-time Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee. So that's pretty cool. She's in there twice, guys. And in 2021, there was a documentary made for Tina. A documentary film directed by Dan Lindsay and T.J. Martin was released, simply titled Tina. It followed her life and career and marked her final appearance by by the public or to the public, which is unfortunately sad. But at least we got that really cool um, documentary. It was really good too. I don't know if you guys ever caught it, but you could probably still catch it on Max. It's very enlightening and lets you know exactly how she felt about being asked about her time with Ike Turner and domestic abuse questions. She really just wanted to put it behind her, and unfortunately, the press kept bringing it up, um, and 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 understandably, because I think, be it from her, she didn't realize how much of an impact her story made to people. It really helped a lot of people like deal with some pretty awful times, and to know that they weren't alone. Um, so and that you can come back from something like this. Um, and one really cute thing now, guys, listen, I belong to a different another community, which is the doll community, under another um, another channel and another channel name, and it's called and the at the time in 2002, this doll came out, and I'm looking at this doll and I'm like, "Oh my God, I really want this doll. I really want this doll." The doll was going for about $25 a few weeks ago. Now people are selling it for thousands of dollars. Can you believe it? And it's sold out on Amazon, and then all of a sudden the next time you see this doll, it's being sold for thousands of dollars. Insane, insane. So with 2022, Mattel released a Barbie doll in Tina Turner's likeness to commemorate her single "What's Love Got to Do with It?" And it's such a cool doll. It looks just like her, so adorable. And on May 24th, unfortunately, in the year of 2023, Tina Turner died in her home in Switzerland. She was 83 years old. And I don't know if I can handle this. Um, it was so hard to hear. And all I can say is that, again, rest in peace, Tina. We love you and we're missing you for sure. And see if I've got another picture. Yes, thank you, Tina, for I'm gonna cry, guys. Thank you, Tina, for all the many years of entertainment and joy and just sheer energy you brought to the stage and entertained so many people, and made them happy for even a few minutes. So thank you, Tina. Now let's see what you guys have to say. I'm getting all verklempt, okay? Talk amongst yourselves. um, I'm leaking, guys. I am leaking. All right. And Courtney says, when is this thing on Friday? I was sub to you, and I think from Paulie Latino Slant. Oh, okay. I'm not so certain, but yeah, I'm not sure what time zone you're in. But it should be on my let's see. I will put the link down. Let me see. Oh my God, my eyes are so watery. It's full of water and tears, guys. I'm so sorry. Um, let's see if I can find. I'm gonna put the link for my live shows um, in the chat. Well, actually, I'm gonna put the link for that show in the chat. Remembering the rise of MTV. Uh, Copy link address. I'm loving sharing links with you guys so that way you can see stuff. Uh, and also remember, my mods, you guys can share links too if you have something that's related to the subject matter. And so, oh, Courtney says, "Peace out, all." Oh, okay. Well, you have a great day. Thank you for being with us. Um, and William says, "I think Fridays when she's taking on MTV. That's right. Uh, 4 p.m. Eastern." And it says 2 p.m. for me. Thanks. Really got to run now. LOL. Bye. All right. And let's see. Megan Bed says, I'm glad she found love. It seemed healthy, wholesome, and respectful. Absolutely. Like after having such a traumatic time in the beginning of her life, to meet someone who was steadfast and definitely showed a lot of caring and loving and sacrifice too. Was just a wonderful thing to know that she had that in her life. And she seemed to be truly happy, and she finally was able to rest instead of having to do tours all the time, it looked like she really enjoyed those tours. But I think it's also great for her to relax as well. And William Blake Hall says, I suppose I've always wondered what love has to do with Barbie. Probably, everything, if you're a Barbie lover. Um, and Megan says, I'm sorry that she passed, but I do know that I would have learned so much about her otherwise, sadly. Yes. Um, yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things you just, it's part of life. I mean, she lives a long time, if you compare it to most, but it's so I just wanted her to. I always wanted her to be happy, and this is exactly. You kind of get the sense that she was happy during the last days. Besides, this being sick, she had a lot of love from her husband and other people around her that cared about her. So. Um, and she like I said, she went to the place where she was the most loved. She went to Europe. They love her there. So she's like, I'm going where I'm the most loved. I mean, look at what a choice, what a choice. So I think that was a really um, great thing that she was where she was the most loved. Uh, and Unicorn Rampant Studio says, my feelings about Tina are so complicated. It's really hard for me to just talk about them. She was always sort of what I wished the adult women in my life were like. Uh, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, who would and she's probably everything that every woman would like to be: strong, gorgeous, vital, and you know, incredible. Um, and Unicorn Rampant Studio says, I was surrounded by a lot of very passive mothers and aunts. Oh, interesting. um, and William Blake Cole says, now I'm wondering what MTV clips on Friday I won't recognize. I feel like I saw them all, but of course that's impossible. Well, okay, so everybody has their own like MTV um, experience, right? So, because for me, I'm not sure if my experience was the same as everybody else, and I'm really hoping that I learned stuff on Friday. Like somebody will say, "Hey, do you guys remember this band?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, I wasn't up for that." By then I was in bed by that time that they were um, on screen. So I'm kind of looking forward to see what cross informational and stuff we're going to share. And oh my God, the allergies today. Give me one Yeah, my allergies are insane today. They're just going, they're going all over the place. And Keith E says, nice life in retrospect. Yes, I think so. You know, I think when we look at life in general, it just seems to be a lot of ups and downs and surviving that and solving problems. And my mom said to me something really smart one day. Well, she always says something smart, but she said something very not just smart, but super wise. She says life is about a is seems to be about uh, a series of problem solving, and I think I'm like, "Oh, that's interesting," because that's exactly what it seems like. And when there isn't a problem, we find a problem to solve, or we find a new height in our life to achieve. And Brogu says, "Thank you, RNG, for doing this show. You are showing her so much love and respect. It's beautiful to be part of this." Oh, thank you so much, Brogu. Yes, and she, you know, I can't tell you how much I love this lady. She was like my real auntie, like an auntie in my family. To be honest, even though we had never met, she had known, never knew of my existence. I just felt like, wow, there's someone um, who I thought she reached success, right? She never gave up on the thing that she loved, um, and especially looking back at those tough times, like how she got out of it and how she dealt with it. Again, she didn't take up the small job to just pay the bills. She went for her dream. She was still fighting for it, even when they were calling her a nostalgic act, you know. So, and she was just playing in like some old, you know, um, hotel ballroom. Just incredible tenacity, and is uh, fierce tenacity. Um, and William Blake Hall says, I think the very first one was the Boogles singing the um, video Kill the Radio Star. Yep, that was the very first video. And it, the very first, I have that on my, slideshow for tomorrow. Not for tomorrow, but for Friday, and I'll definitely get into that a little bit. But it's yes, that was the very first video played on MTV in 1981. Great moment in time. And Megan Bad says, RNG, you have done such a great job with this. I wish that we could have watched her interviews and dissect them one by one. Oh, isn't wouldn't that be great? When I wish that maybe in the future, when there's not so much copyright, copyright will figure itself out with the public because right now, copyright is like a savage area in which people are not figuring out how to really use to their benefit. And so if you even put up anything, people will start like freaking out about it and like give me all of the revenue for this thing for showing this thing for 5 seconds, so once that we'll one day in the future I think we'll get to that point, and where it's not going to matter so much. And Alex Tussin says you need a steroid shot, retro. Oh, maybe that will help my allergies. um, and uh, uh, Megan Bad says your mom is wise. So true, right? I thought that when she told me that, I was like, wow, that's pretty accurate. Yeah. And yeah, that's my mom, guys. Unicorn Rampant Studio. Tina also managed to keep the boundaries nice to protect her privacy and enjoy her life separate from her public performances. Yes, I thought that was really important. Like she did keep her private life private as much as possible. Besides, the whole thing with Ike and Tina, people wanted to know, the detail behind it. And she was very much upfront. Like he hurt her and he beat her and he did this. And so she when people asked her, she came out and said it. She did not hold back on that. But she didn't want to keep being asked about it forever and ever because there's more to her than just those moments. She wanted to to have to enjoy the rest of her life, enjoy her accomplishments as a singer, songwriter, performer, um, entity, if you will. And Turk and Raz says, Hi, RNG. Good to see someone paying respect to one of my favorite female singers when I was young. I absolutely loved her. Thanks. Oh, my pleasure. It is my pleasure. Because, besides, her being such an incredible performer, doing so many tours, she had a very unique voice that was sort of like the thing that when you hear it, it gives you an emotional response. Um, and William Blake Hall says, seeing RNG finding her inner Tina was downright historic. I'm gonna be like number 24 now. Anyone else care to be like 25? Oh, thank you so much, William Blake Hall. Yes, if you guys are enjoying the content, please hit the like button. Smash it if you want to, but if you have a delicate device, just give it a little tickle. Just a little tickle. Um, and uh, Unicorn barely contains squee for MTV. Yes, MTV. What I'm. Well, see. Okay, guys, listen to this. I was putting together the slideshow last night and like getting into the details of it. Of course, the internet goes out. Like what? 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 So now I'm gonna try to do it today and what I can of tomorrow as well. Hopefully it will be a fantastic um, slideshow that maybe I hope you will enjoy it. Unicorn Rampant Studios says, I fell in love with Switzerland as well. It's definitely somewhere you could go to die. Really, I really, one day, one of my dreams is to travel to Switzerland. And also, Paris is another place I'd love to go. One day, it's still in my dream, on my bucket list. So, Paris and Switzerland. Anti-derivative Jill says, hello. Oh, so good to see you. So good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Guys, if you like nerd culture, Star Trek, definitely head over to Anti-Derivative Jill's channel, great discussion um, about science and science fiction, deep dives, great stuff. And Brogu says, I'm showing my age, but I remember being there watching the uh, Buggles YouTube kill the video kill the radio star. MTV was awesome when they focused on music videos. Yes. Well, you're amongst friends, so you will not be showing your age. You will be showing your awesomeness, if anything. Let me oh my God. But by the way, guys, I just love this picture of Tina. I'm was just about to pull it down, but I do love this picture of her. She looks so happy and gorgeous there too. And yes, Hungry Jerk, absolutely not. You're not showing your age. You're showing your awesomeness. And Megan Bad says, I was born after the MTV generation, so I'm looking forward to watching on Friday. Oh my God, I'm hoping this is great. I'm so great, so happy that you're gonna watch. Um, and if you can give your point of view during that um, live stream, that would be great because I do want to figure out like, okay, how do people perceive this or that, or what happened back then? Because like things that happened in the 60s, I wasn't around for, but oh my God, I loved a lot of the stuff there. And seeing some of the seeing some of the stuff rekindled, seeing some of the old videos and stuff like that. It's just so special to me. Like all the stuff from the like the Supremes and Motown and rock and roll from that time period, the Beatles. It's just like very awesome to me. So definitely want to hear your point of view on the stuff that happened in the 80s during the MTV generation, as you call it. And Unicorn Rampant Studio says, gonna be the Blab Fest Friday. It's gonna be a Blab Fest Friday. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. And guys, like links, like I said, for the mods, links are allowed. You guys can do links if you find something interesting, a music video or something you'd like to share. I do watch these over, so I won't, go back and see your links. Um, and Unicorn Rampant Studio says MTV used to be the interwebs. Yeah, it used to be like it exactly. It was what you like. Young people were glued to MTV. It was fantastic, so fantastic. And William Blake Hall says it's a great picture. You should leave it up. Isn't it a fantastic picture? I don't know. It is really awesome. I really love seeing her smile like that, and look so happy. Um, yeah, okay, so guys, I think this is the closure of it. We did a long one today. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes. I wish we could go on longer, but um, it absolutely closing regards. Um, I'm really happy to share this moment with you guys, to get some feelings about Tina Turner out, um, and to give her my personal, like, final, like, goodbye, like accepting that she's gone, and wishing her um, a peaceful afterlife. It is definitely um, so wonderful to share space and time with her, on the same planet, and to watch her rise to success from the 80s, um, uh, and how incredible it was to be there to see um, that video. Let's let's stay together and be so inspired by that image. Um, Let me see if I can find that, because that is one of the that is an incredible video. Um, just an incredible video. Um, and just feeling incredibly inspired by her life story too. I didn't even know her life story then, but I knew that she was someone um, that I was looked up to as far as her strength and her tenacity. Um, and so, yeah, I'm going to end the stream. I put one last link for uh, okay, I just put in one last link for "Let's Stay Together." Her her comeback song, the one that brought her back on the map. Um, it wasn't the one that made her mainstream success, but it was definitely the one that kind of gave tipped off, to a lot of people. Hey, this lady is something special. And then, of course, all of her earlier works with Ike Turner was incredible stuff. uh, Melted my brain as a youngster, like I'm a teenager. It melted my brain, and I was like, I can't wait for to see another Tina Turner out there. And I was kind of excited, very excited when I saw Crazy in Love by uh, Beyonce, and I was like, oh wow, we're getting another Tina Turner. But we didn't quite get it. I really would like to see more people like tap into their inner Tina, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of fun to be had there. And one thing I wanted to also, before we go, one thing I wanted to say about Tina Turner was her ability to look at her physical body as um, something that she was proud of and a machine that she kept using and working. Um, and she was not afraid to be sexy, and she was not afraid to use her sexual, curves and be sexy. And that's another thing that I feel like um, she did it with power. She did it with you weren't gonna like mess with this lady, right? You weren't gonna mess with Tina Turner, but at the same time, she exuded sex appeal, and she used that in her performance, and I love that ownership of her sexuality, but also and the energy. I mean, the powerful energy she had. Um, it's just one of those things that um, I respect and I absolutely love that there was someone who did that. Uh, and yeah. All right, so let me just check really quick what you guys are saying in the chat. We got Integrity D101 just sliding in here right at the end. Hope to see you in on Friday. So glad that you were able to stop by and give the chat a little something a little hi, a little hello there. And I see that um, yes. Oh. Oh. um. Uh. And Keith E says another epic retro live chat. Thank you so much, Keith E. You're so awesome. And I'm not sure. I didn't see integrity what you said, but yes, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Let's see. And Megan Bad says, yes, she was confident in her body. So true. She was. She was so very confident in her body. But like I said, you weren't gonna mess with her, were you? Nobody was gonna mess with Tina Turner. um she had strength behind it, but it was um right. Winter Soldier is here, hello, says don't mess with Tina Turner or she'll send you to the Thunderdome. Yeah. And Winter Soldier says the best legs ever. Yes, she knew she had gorgeous legs and she showed them. She didn't hide them and she didn't, she showed those her beautiful legs and she showed her body and she was confident in that. And so, a lot of the arguments that I hear for like women covering up and certainly I'm covered up now, but uh, uh, that there was someone who like Tina Turner who was like, I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it and still had a respectability within herself. It's a very thin line, guys. It's a thin line. She had it mastered. She had it mastered. And William Blake Hall says that's the charm of typical male. Tina Turner is sending you the signals, and you're not catching any of them. What's wrong with you, guy? Yes, that was a great song too. Um, and anti-derivative Jill says, "See you later." Oh, we'll see you next time. Anti-derivative Jill, see you next time. And Integrity 101 says, the inevitable comment, never mind. Oh, oh no, please don't feel that way. All right. Well, if you're heading out, we'll see you. Hopefully, I'll see you at the MTV. possibly on Friday, the MTV, remembering MTV thing on Friday, hopefully. And Danny Staten says, greetings from South Carolina. Hello, Danny Staten. Great to see you. Greetings from the Project Genesis Laboratories. Let's see. And Danny Staten says, I named my turtles Ike and Tina Turner. And it's just, William says, just so long as they got along. Yes. uh, so cool. Okay. Um, so yeah, oh gosh, it's happening again, guys. Ugh, the allergies. You're so you're sweet, so sweet. Megan Bad says, I hate for this live to end. It's so good. I'm sharing it with my friends. Oh, thank you so much, Megan Good. Megan Bad. There's a reason why I'm getting it now. You're instead of Megan Good, you're Megan Bad. Got it. Oh my God. I'll I catch on. I catch on. Yes, thank you so much for being with us and thank you for sharing it. At the end of my videos, I typically have a little video. It's about 3 minutes long where we kind of say goodbye to each other. And I think I better get that started, even though we're just chatting away here. Um, but I should get let you guys go. Um, Uh, Basically, it's a time for you to say bye to the friends that you know in the chat and say goodbye to the friends that we met today. And also an opportunity to leave any last thoughts or messages you want to leave for me. Maybe your favorite song from the 1980s that was played on MTV, maybe something like that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Without further ado, I bid you adieu. Cheers, everybody.
Retro Nerd Girl, you are clear for takeoff.